And what's up, folks? How y'all like that logo, though? Look at that logo. Hey, I like that it's not that cold. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of realizing like what I am needing right now. Like I said, God be constantly talking to me, downloads, messages coming through, telling me different steps, and think I somewhat understand what He's saying. Um, I tend to always kind of figure it out. Um, It's a lot going on right now, man. Not really, pertaining to me, but pertaining to the country and the world. Um, there's a whole lot going on. It was just freezing, so you know, it is what it is. Like I'm just tired, exhausted. You know, it's been a long time coming, man. You know, but I had to get up and get going anyway today, and you know, had a full day nonetheless because that's kind of just how I do things. Um, Doing a lot of research, man. Looking at a lot of downloads. You see these downloads on your community wall is what's actually happening. Yeah, one of them said what it is. It said it's not so funny, is it anymore? Now it's not so funny. It was never funny. Again, what I've been through here is incredible. Um, I literally look at this every time I try to talk. Every time, every time like clockwork. You gonna tell me this isn't a matrix? Look, like how many times are we gonna do the same noise as loud as we can? I'm talking. So again, the truth can't be hidden, it can't be covered up. And like I said, I've talked about everything I went through. All you gotta do is really, really start listening. And folks mostly don't know how to listen. That's the problem and why they don't learn anything. Okay? Give me 1 second and we're gonna get right into it here, all right? Just hold on. How to get around everything. So, all these folks are hilarious. They don't seem to understand this is a spiritual world and a spiritual realm. So all of them, they think they own something because they're all, basically down with the military, right? Um, you know, it's hilarious, man. Like some of these folks be looking at me, I just be laughing. You know what I mean? Because they have no idea what's actually going on, and everybody thinks that they're, on something, and they're really not on anything, But I already told y'all what happened with me, man. Like I said, it's clear as day what's happened here. like I said, I was 100% targeted by the military industrial complex. Um, and that means the entire government, all of corporate America, all the corrupt ones, um, all these other people in this bar industry, and all these people in Austin. Um, Pretty much, literally, almost everyone I've met, not everybody, but a vast majority of folks, have been a part of this. And that's what God told me. God said, if everyone's against you, how powerful have you become? You know, that's the thing. Got a lot of power and it's real. I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to want? Isn't that, I mean, I was never after power. God gave me power naturally. Never wanted power, but I'm just saying that's what all these folks wanted. And they don't even realize in the process, I have everything you want without caring about it or even wanting it or trying. Like I said, I already made and spent more money than anyone who's ever existed, more money I've made and spent more than your entire government combined, literally. And I'm just barely getting started. And now God is going to bless me in tenfold next around the corner, and I'm going to see more money than I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. We'll 100% see how crazy I am and how crazy that concept is when all this money start coming. Then you can talk to me about, oh, it's so crazy. Ain't nothing crazy about it. It's just basic reality. You know what I mean? There, do this so they have no excuse. Because it's supposedly, it's just hilarious, man. Like, because it has anything to do with us. You know what I mean? The fact of how all these people conduct themselves, and the fact that none of them can drive. Because that has anything to do with us. That has to do with them. That's a you thing. That's a you situation, brother. So these folks are funny. I mean, they're starting to get it. They're starting to understand. But yeah, that's why that reading and download said that. That's why it said it's not so funny now, is it? Right? When was it funny? That's what I want to know. Hold on. It was never funny. There hasn't been one thing that's transpired or happened that's been funny. What are y'all talking about? Like I said, everything pertaining to me has been super serious. Now me, I'm a serious guy, but I have a lot of fun and I make jokes. Like I am now, I have a great sense of humor. I make people laugh. I'm a good person, but yeah, I've been through the impossible. Literally survived the impossible time and time again. Everything I'm saying is a fact, right? Nothing I'm saying is fake or playing a character. No, this is really the truth. This is what's happening and what I'm doing and how I feel, and this is what I'm doing out here. 100%. What do you mean? And I stand on it. I stand on business. I'm the real Batman, boy. Yeah. And you're seeing it unfold. Like I said, God is just setting the stage. I feel like God is going to place me where he needs me. If he needed me in Minneapolis, he'd give me the money and he'd say, go to Minneapolis. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's in the cards for me. I don't know. I think what's going to happen with me is I'm going to be going on an actual vacation for a minute because I deserve it, and I earned it. But yeah, these folks, the corrupt government, all these people, and I've been saying forever that the government was corrupt. Now all of a sudden the truth came out. Now they're doing these news interviews that you see on the community wall saying, I never thought I'd see the day. Why not? I told you this was coming so far ahead of time. I was so far ahead of my time. I've been doing this for almost a decade and a half, almost 2 decades, preaching and telling the public that the military was training and getting ready, right? What was happening, that they were never our friend, right? Like, don't get it confused. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like we all right. Like, I'll say hi, I'm a normal person, but don't get it confused. Like, we don't know what's happened. We didn't forget. It's never any hard feelings, brother. You know why? Because God is in control and God is real. I forgive and forget and move on no matter what I go through, no matter what happens. And that's the ultimate symbol of strength. There is nothing more strong than being able to forgive and forget and move forward and be happy. You know what I mean? Like, truth, real talk. 1 second. So, yeah, I mean, all these other folks, Gervonta Davis is a perfect example, man. Him, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Anthony Joshua, all of them. All of them are Masons who sold their soul. I told you this system does it to their own. I told you this system has absolutely no loyalty, and you all wanted to continue to act like you didn't have to listen, or you wanted to pretend. Every concept I have ever taught, it has been proven to be true, including my predictions. Good. I'm the only one who's been right all across the board, and the Masons try to take everything that I talk about and act like it's their idea. It's absolutely hilarious. Promise you. Again, I am literally the center of the universe. I am the Son of God and the true Messiah. I am the truth, the way, and the light, just like I said, day one. And again, you will continue to see God at work. You will continue to see my Father at work. You understand? I don't need to explain it. God told me vengeance is mine. That's what God told me. And God is at work, and you see it every day. Like I said, you see these Masons just crumbling. Yeah, I've never really talked about it because I don't like talking about it. I'm a very good, just, righteous person. That's why God had to step in and intercede like he always has for me, because I've always been an innocent soul and a good person. I wish everyone the best. I'm not even a part of anything going on with nobody. I'm nothing but a good person, and I'm nothing I'm holding on to, nothing I'm even mad or upset about. And I just want to be respected and treated with kindness and compassion and love. And I'm just going to continue to be happy and live my beautiful life and do me and focus on me. And like I said, that's the most strong thing you can do. Gervonta Davis has officially, I believe, forfeited his fake title, which none of that was real to begin with. And I told you, you don't want to be a part of these leagues. They're satanic. Okay? So he's already done that. His entire career basically is over now because of his own decisions, his own mishaps, his own misfortune, his own karma that he created. Just like all of you create karmic debt every day. And, karmic debts, they don't go anywhere. They don't. Karmic debts, karma always comes back. Everything that you've done and tried, it has all backfired. And I told you, God is sending everything right back to you. Yep. So, like I said, you'll notice it just like out here when you see them drive and how they drive. You'll notice the odd behavior of it, like right now. You'll notice how odd it is. You'll notice how they try to be subtle, right? There's tons of narcissists. They got Masons everywhere. This network is all over the country. There's no fear here, right? We're not scared at all. And then they talk and entertain unplausible scenarios that would never happen and don't exist and just aren't reality. They always want to talk, and they think talk is power. Talk is cheap. You keep trying to use words to talk like you're in power, but you're not in power. I'm always in power. I'm always in control without trying. God is always in power. God is always in control. Y'all do a lot of talking, bro. You know what I mean? All of them. They all talk behind their screens and their phones, like I told you. When I'm around, people don't say nothing to me. It's crazy. It's crazy how fake it is. And that's sadly what it is. especially with these newer generations, just is what it is. And these millennials, like I said, are out of control because, well, I mean, they weren't raised right. They weren't taught any morals or values. They have no moral compass. They don't know what they're doing. And they're running around talking because they don't know how to be successful. Why don't we just get real? That's the truth. Gervonta Davis is a perfect example of a millennial, right? Of this generation that has failed at everything, right? And again, 100%, I'm getting paid to talk about your mishaps and your failures and mistakes. That's called power, brother. And I could have done that day one, and I chose against it. I could have had limitless money and sat here and talked about others and gossiped and been rich forever. And I decided against it. I decided I would rather, help people and literally be like, do everything for everyone, take care of kids that weren't even mine, make sure everybody's good and has everything they need, make sure everybody's going to Slitterbond every day. Nobody is going to take what's positive for me and everything I've done to help people and turn it around. Nobody's going to take everything that's positive about me and make it something else. I'm not allowing it. Right? Yeah, everybody came to me for money. People got free thousands of dollars and were ungrateful. What are y'all talking about? You don't ever take kindness for weakness. This is why everybody's in these situations, because karma is real and God is real. God sees all. He saw everything you've done. Now it's God's turn and he's coming back and he's going to handle this. Trust me. It's God's turn and I am the son of God. So good luck. Good luck. Y'all are already have it hard enough as it is because all the karmic debt you've created. Real talk. Like they all looking rough. Real talk. Evil folks. Evil people. Like I said, I'm the only man who really stood up to the establishment and won. I already won. I already defeated the corrupt system. I did down here. I did everywhere. I literally stood up and defeated the system. Just like I stood up and defeated everyone, right? Everything, right? Like I said, I mean, we're not in the same lane. We don't have the same career. My career is I'm a gangster. It's a little different. I do what I want to do. You understand? So that's the point. Like, folks ain't talking about nothing. Gervonta Davis, if he was an actual man, which none of them are, I'm the only real man who ever existed. If he was able to make coherent, smooth, good decisions, right? He wouldn't be in this predicament. Right now, he's an actual fugitive. People, Gervonta Davis, we have I'm going to quote, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones. We have an actual fugitive on our hands, folks. That's right. We have an actual fugitive on our hands. That's crazy. Okay. And he's not a professional. None of them are professionals. Okay. Grandma can be a professional anytime she wants. It means nothing to say someone's a professional. Y'all do a lot of talking, right? And like I said, it's just different in reality. It's totally opposite, in fact. So talk is cheap. Gervonta Davis has absolutely no emotional control because he comes from that generation, and clearly there was no real man around to teach him, right? And this is what happens. This is what happens when you deal with little homies and you allow little homies to run rampant, who can't control their emotions and operate out of emotions like females, because again, they're not men and they were not raised by real men. So now we got a wild one, right? Gobble, gobble, a wild turkey on the loose. Isn't it hilarious how everything you wanted from me is what you all are going through? Everything. All this came from the military industrial complex and the Masons. I don't care what you say. All of it. You understand? This all came from the Masons, the Bavarian Freemasons, who I defeated single-handedly. It all came from them. You understand? That's what Ra's al Ghul represents. That's what all of it represents. It really represents Masonry, which ties into everything, ties into the corrupt departments. They all swore an oath, right? They all get down with the Baphomet. And the people that I talked about and what I devoted my life to standing up to, and why I've studied my enemy for so long, because you have to study your enemy in order to defeat your enemy, do you not? it was all completely relevant, just like everything I ever learned and every skill and anything I ever went through was completely relevant to my purpose and place in this. And I play a major role, if not, the most critical major role, but we just say a major role to, keep the pressure off me. And I think God does that on purpose too. God doesn't want a lot of pressure on me. There's no need, but we all know that I was put here to save the world. Again, I'm a real superhero, and you folks are going to need me, period. I'm becoming more necessary every day. Like I said, whenever you want to come out of your pocket, whenever y'all want to cut that check, you come holler. Yeah, real talk. Whenever you want to, license me completely to do what I do already, you let me know. Okay, real talk. That's what folks don't get. I'm the real deal. Yeah, I was way ahead of my time. Why do you think I started this training? Why do you think I've been Batman for 3 years, buddy? Because we started before the whole world even caught up to what's going on. I knew all this was going to happen. I predicted it. You can listen to every show. I knew all this was coming. I knew this was coming, bro. Chaos, unrest. We can see what's happening. We can see which direction this country is going, right? And like I said, when God gives me the money, I'm going to be able to kick back for a minute, and then I got to get back to work. I got a lot to do. I got a lot of, people to save. I got to save lives. That's what I do, and help people. And, everything I do, I want to always be positive and do what's good and right. That's the thing. And I got love for everybody. You know what I mean? But I am really Batman. It's 100% real. And like I said, there should never be a time when I need to explain that. That's basic common sense. It's right in front of you. So that's the thing. Them folks, they're talking to themselves and they're still entertaining delusion as if anybody cares. I mean, brother, we don't even entertain that. So that whole conversation that lady had with herself today, right? The out of control fox. The fox who's not sly, who's not clever, the unclever fox. Yeah, she had me all confused and misconstrued. You must have thought you was talking to somebody completely different, huh? Like, honey, do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to? Like I said, you're another one who had every available opportunity and chance. You've walked right in front of me, right in front of me, right at the doors of these bars. You walked right in front of me. What are you talking about? Oh, I know who everybody is. It's just I can't really say I know who you are because you don't have an identity. So how am I supposed to know someone with no identity? You understand? That don't make much sense, right? Give me a second. So yeah, like I said, like let them do what they do. And yeah, you were wasting your time talking to yourself. And no, I was simply typing, calm as hell, responding to what you were saying because you just kept saying things that aren't true. I'm in the business of facts. I'm in the business of radio. And like I said, I gave you the link. You had every available option to come up here and stand on business and, be about something, back up your position of what you're stating, but you can't do that, huh? Give me a minute. So yeah, like I said, yeah. And again, we gonna be right in front of all these folks every day, nonstop. And when I get this money, oh, I'm addressing everything direct like I always do. Everything. Anybody who has something to say, I'm addressing it, right? Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything you do, anything you say, I'm addressing everything directly. You understand? Like I said, and we're going to keep everything the way it's supposed to be professional on this platform. I'm going to protect my business at all costs. My business is what matters and my money. You got to understand, I'm already there, coach. I'm already there. Like I said, first of all, I've already kind of negotiated with Homeboy, with my friend. He may help me to cover that phone bill this next month. Hopefully, we can do that and get that done. Hopefully, he'll keep his word. I think he will. And then on top of that, I'm still around like 390 something, like around 400, right, to my name. And the thing is, my check is coming 21st through the 26th. So I got a little bit of money in the bank, right, which you and your feelings about. And then I got that little check coming. And it may be little. I mean, it's little to me, but I mean, it's a lot right now in the middle of the greatest depression we've ever seen while the country is falling apart and there's unrest and everyone's struggling and people don't even know how to get by. And God has, shown me the way for everything and how to do things the poor man's way and how to survive, with practically nothing and how to keep moving no matter what. That's what folks don't get. Y'all struggle every day. I don't. My struggle is different. It's just different things that I'm going through. You know what I mean? And really, it's all part of my evolution. But I have a lot of knowledge, man. God taught me a lot. Knowledge is power. And that's what you folks have to understand. It'll never change. Knowledge is power. That's the way of the world. So, yeah, like I said, let folks do what they do. It's hilarious, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't get this is the first time in a long time that I'm getting back on track a little bit. You know what I mean? My next check, I think, is already up over here. Let me take a look. I'll tell you right now. Because I know, yeah, I know y'all and your feelings. Yeah. We up over $31 for that next check. Give me a round of applause. So that means we got one check coming for over $213, 21st through 26th. And the next check is already up over what I told you, $31. You know they mad. You know they in their feelings. That's why when she was talking, oh no, I know exactly how you feel. That's why you're talking like that. I mean, see, you're telling on yourself. See, narcissists have no self-awareness. If you weren't upset, you wouldn't be talking the way you are projecting. So that's the thing. Like they love to do these fake smiles and act like they're accomplishing something. You're just projecting. All that stuff is weakness. You're not accomplishing anything. Like I said, why do you assume and project and say you can't tell anyone how they feel? It's called standing on business. No, I'm addressing what you said, and all of it wasn't true. And no one normal just sits there and allows people to say things that aren't true. That's why I've always stood on business. No, we're not doing that. We're going to make sure we correct you as we have, and we're going to state the facts and the truth. And you can come watch it. And the funniest part is if you come watch it, you'll be paying me. Thank you. Good. So, no, I don't think you're mad. I know you're mad, honey, like I told you. Yeah. And again, you don't own a business, right? You've been called out publicly and exposed publicly, and there's nothing you can do about it. So now what? Yeah. Remember, saying my name and trying to challenge my authority is no joke at all. I will address everything. Okay. So, and I'll stand on it completely. So, like I said, I don't know why, people who are nowhere near my level and aren't even a part of this game would be getting online, talking crazy when you're not even a part of this. Like, you don't even have a seat at the table. Like, you're not a gangster. You don't even play ball. You don't play basketball. You're not, you're not anyone. You're just some, person that wants to say something, because you're in your feelings. Really, you're a criminal that's part of this criminal conspiracy that I've already completely stopped and won against and exposed. Everybody can talk. There's going to be a lot of people that may talk. There's going to be people that act out. They're going to do all of that. And it's no problem. That's why God created the super soldier that I am. So that's my deal. I'm just saying what you're doing is very fake. You're talking on the internet, and I don't know where they do that at. That's all I'm saying. Why are you acting like you're talking to me when I can't respond? That's kind of silly, right? See what I'm saying? That's what y'all do. Super hilarious, man. Get real. And meanwhile, that same mentality is what has Gervonta Davis in this position right now. He's an actual whole fugitive out there. And you all don't seem to get reality. And it's hilarious. Do I really need to explain it to you? Do you not understand what Batman is about? All I'm going to say is you remember what Batman did in Hong Kong, right? You remember, right? Okay. So you just don't seem to get it. Like the minute that Gaul give me the money, I have no jurisdiction, bro. I have no limits. And I can actually assist. Like if there's like, sometimes they ask for help. Sometimes they literally ask for help, bro. You know that like Batman can literally go looking, he can go find whatever, he can go figure out whatever. I have no jurisdiction. If I get the money, I can do stuff like that. I can literally be places, looking and seeing who's there, what's going on. I can figure out everything, brother. What do you think I'm going to be doing? They're missions and assignments. So, when you have fugitives like Gervonta Davis, you can say what you want, but it's pretty clear what Batman is, right? So, I'm just saying, like, oh no, if I had the money, right? I mean, come on, man. They're really looking for dude right now. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying like Batman is able to assist and help and, like help with, looking and figuring out who's who and where they at and what's going on and where they hiding and all that. Yeah. Real talk. Could do it anytime. I could do it down here. Out down here, they're always asking for help. You know what I mean? I could do that anytime, but I need the money and the resources. You understand? Like, you just don't get it, do you? And they'll actually pay me too. Sometimes they have rewards for assisting and helping. Did you know that? Yeah, like thousands of dollars. You can actually make money doing this stuff. Yeah. And that's what they want. They want civilians to help. So, I mean, that's the thing. That's why we're clearly going to be, working together at some point, right? The right people in the right branch in the right whatever city and state. And I think it might even be up in New York. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be coming because it's a infallible fact. It's a part that you can't get past that is necessary to the game. And you're going to need eyes on the street, which is me, Batman. See the point? So these folks don't even get it. My career is extremely real. And it's amazing that I've done it independently and out my own pocket. I've ran the Batman project for going on 3 years, March, April, May time this year. It's absolutely incredible. I've already been Batman for 3 years. Like I said, my main goal, first goal right now, is to get to 10 years as the real Batman. And just like the depictions have like a toast of like wine or, whatever, like some kind of drink and toast to 10 years being Batman. But I don't want those 10 years to be here, clearly. Like, I don't care what I got to do. I don't care if I do got to go up there to Austin. I don't care if I have to start in the street with nothing. I'm not going to be here that long. Like, I ain't staying here for no 10 years. You know what I mean? For 7 more years, hell no. But like I said, God said he's moving me. And I'm just waiting, man, waiting patiently, waiting on God. It's hilarious to me. Folks don't even know reality. They don't even understand what's going on. Like these folks I've heard say the silliest things. I ain't got no time for that, bro. You know what I mean? Like if you folks can't process reality, that's your thing. I'm okay. But like I said, the whole point is no, Trump can't pardon prisoners. He can't do any of that. No, Trump doesn't have authority and power like that. You can pretend all you want, but you have to understand there's a real Batman now. So Batman has no jurisdiction and divine authority from God. So God makes the decisions, not Donald Trump. He's nobody. Get the point? Why do you think Batman has to stand up to everyone? Why do you think all the depictions show Batman literally standing his ground no matter what it is and winning? Do you not know? Because Batman is standing up to the entire system and the entire establishment that targeted me for no reason, out of nowhere. They're who's guilty. They're the criminals. And we're going to continue to expose that fact. So you see my point? That's my point. Like, no, like if Trump wants, he could do that. He could pardon Gervonta Davis. Like, we're not going to just put up with that and say that's okay. Hell no. No, it don't work that way. And he continues to help these two groups. Like I said, they are using these two groups because the whole thing was what? Against us, real Americans, just like I told you decades ago, brother. The depiction star, you know what, with Darth Vader, that's what's happening. It was all an inside job, and it's all these folks, and it's betrayal and betrayal of man, and they've been planning this forever, and they think it's going to work, and it's not. We're going to stand up to this system and establishment. We are going to stand up to these corrupt folks. You understand? And at some point, it's just clear as day. At some point, basically, everything is going to change and there ain't going to be no more rules and the public's just going to get sick of everything. And we are going to rise up. We are going to rise up and we are going to win and we are going to take our country back. I assure you. And we will build this world into what it's supposed to be, a utopia. You understand? God is at work. God is real. God is love. And God is amazing, man. Real talk. So again, like I said, I mean, I'm one of the main characters in all this, man. That's why I'm going into hiding. I'm laying low. I ain't trying to deal or talk to nobody. I've done everything right all across the board. I got nothing to worry about, nothing on my conscience. I'm straight. I've done every right move. I mean, God knows I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I've been through hell and I've done it all and I've done it the right way. Give me some credit, man. Give credit where credit's due. It ain't easy. You want to act like it's easy or something. It ain't easy being me. It ain't easy being Batman. You know what I mean? But I'm the real thing. So, that's the thing these folks don't get. Yeah, at some point he gonna get me on a bat pod and in tanks and tumblers and really riding around doing the real thing all over the world. Like I told you, I think he's gonna have me on them big bulky motorcycles in the middle of everything in Ukraine and Russia and stuff like that. Like he's gonna have me doing the real thing because that's what I was born to do. I wasn't born, to work a 9 to 5. My purpose was never a 9 to 5. People know what I am. I'm literally the warrior for God, not a warrior for God, the warrior for God. I am the soldier for God, brother. So I could care less what people say because they always try to talk around reality and not acknowledge because they're in their feelings about it. So yeah, no, I don't think you're mad. I know that you're mad. Because you're giving yourself away and you're giving away your position and showing your cards the minute you start talking like the evil wannabe villain you are, because you ain't no real villain. So silly, man. Can you imagine folks on 6th Street who are nowhere near my level? You are nowhere near my level. You're not even a part of what's going on, and you want to talk and just basically do it to yourself and have yourself in a worse position. I mean, come on, bro. We got dudes that caught 2 felonies out here because they was jellyfish. Okay, I've completely dismantled the entire system. I shut down Empower Network. I've shut down tons of illegal establishments. I used to shut down illegal establishments hands on. That's why I became Batman. I stood up to the system already. You're not seeming to get who you're talking to. I'm not a guy that you can talk to crazy. I'm just not. You got to talk to me with respect because I have no rules to follow. I'm sovereign, I'm independent, and I do what I want, okay? Yeah, you got to just acknowledge reality, sister. You ain't, that's the thing. Everybody wants to pretend, and there's no pretending. Sometimes you just get a guy every blue moon. You get a guy like it's like there's something in the water. You get a guy and an animal and a monster like me that just changes the whole game, changes everything, and changes the world. Somebody just comes by that you have to respect. Somebody completely different just comes about, and that's what happened here with Batman. So, like I said, I don't get on here and tell stories. I'm just being realistic. I mean, I can involve myself in anything I want to. That's what folks have to understand. I have no jurisdiction. So, when God gives me this money next, you have to understand. I mean, like I said, I can do anything I want to do at any time. hmm And I have divine authority and divine rule. And like I said, whenever I move, whatever I'm doing, as far as these folks with their pretending, I mean, that's fine. I mean, pretend if you like, real talk, because you don't seem to get, I have no rules to follow. Do you even understand what God has prepared me for? Do you understand what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be doing real missions. I mean, do you not see what it is? Do you not remember all these scenes and depictions where Batman literally goes straight into these clubs and places? You're not seeing the symmetry. You're not seeing what I do and what it is. Are you not understanding that, like, literally my job is that I just pull up, get busy, and disappear? That's what God has trained me to do. So there's no talking with me because there's no talking involved. I just do what I want. I have no rules to follow. Do you understand that? I don't answer to none of you. I answer to God, brother. So that's the thing. Like I said, like, like, nah, when I'm walking and I'm coming through in this bat suit, and and like I said, it should be new bat suits, and I'm gonna build them, with all the proofing, and try to build them even better and better and make different prototypes because I'm a genius and I do this for real. When I come through, I'm coming through hard body. I'm not coming to talk. I'm not coming as a civilian. I'm coming in as what I am. Go figure out what Batman is and then talk to me. So that's what's crazy. They don't even get it. I mean, you don't remember all the depictions. You don't remember Batman going in the club. You don't remember that? That doesn't have some symmetry to all this. So Batman didn't go straight in the club. What did Batman do when he got in the club? Do you remember in the depiction? Come on, bro. This is what they don't get, bro. Those folks, all them type of folks, and anybody who works like on a club scene or bars or any of that, they're already below me, bro. Y'all are nowhere near my level. I ain't worried about you. Are you serious? Like, that's what you don't get is, like, y'all still think that the same rules apply. No. Batman can literally just walk in anywhere. Seriously, Batman can walk into any establishment he wants. Batman can go where he wants and do what he wants because it's just straight power and dominance. Yeah. That's 100% clearly what is happening and why God created Batman and why all this is being put together the way it is. So let's get real with ourselves. I have no jurisdiction. Okay, you're not seeming to listen. I don't do no talking. You understand? See, I'm different. I'm a different kind of animal. Me, I know me. You know what I mean? I don't talk. You understand? I get busy. See what I'm saying? I'm the mob. So, like I said, like, all that fronting and pretending. I mean, that was cute for, whenever. I mean, I guess all these years, it didn't really go on very often. It's been very rare. It's always hiding and on the internet. And that's cute, but I mean, it's not going to fly now at all. It never flew back then. I mean, that's why I was running around addressing everyone. And I was running around crazy for real because folks, want to pretend. I already set the record straight, bro. You better ask about me, man. Clearly, you don't seem to understand what's happened and transpired. I run the streets. I'm the enforcer of divine law. Are you going to tell me you think the enforcer of divine law has never done anything or is just sitting here? You sound silly, bro. The enforcer of divine law. I've gotten more busy and put more work in the street than anyone who's ever existed. Boy, you better ask about me. See, that's the thing. I don't do no talking. I was never a talker. You understand? That's what I'm saying. See, I got them so full because I'm so low key and I'm so sick with it. I'm so smooth and so efficient that they pretend. They really believe they can pretend. With me, pretending isn't a choice. You clearly don't know about me. And it's weird because some of them do. They've seen what it is right in front of them. They've seen me. Like, they've seen me, bro. They know me. So that's what's weird to me. Like, they don't know me, but they know who I am a little bit. And that's crazy to me. But have fun with that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, I just know that any of these cities and states I come through, I'm coming through hard body. I'm a real thug and I already know how I'm moving. So that's the difference. Like, that's the difference. Y'all want to get on these apps and talk crazy and this and that and pretend you're something. I mean, Batman's not going to be on apps. Batman's going to be paying attention and watching all the screens. That's what you don't get. Batman is not in the business of talking on Twitter. Batman is in the business of pulling up. Do you see the difference? Big difference there. Batman is in the business of it takes me 5 seconds to figure out locations where I'm going, for what purpose, what I'm doing, and I'm moving. There is no talking. That's how we move. See, we're all action over here. Like I said, I haven't taken an L yet. Okay. And I've stood up to everything and the entire system and everyone. I've won every single time. Okay. With flying colors, too. I got them shook, coach. You better ask about me. Yeah. That's what they keep wanting to do. Like, I'm supposed to feel guilty or feel ashamed because I'm a thug and a gangster and I'm the real thing. And I get busy. I get down. No, that's who I'm supposed to be and who God wants me to be. That's why he said, become everything they fear. And that's the worst part is all they got to do is ask around and they going to know about me quick. Because half of y'all's fake friends and the associates and people and all these fake businesses and your little fake coworkers, all them people should know about me, bro. There's a story for me on every block. That's what you don't get. I've gotten that busy, bro. I've been active as hell, bro. Yeah. And the thing is, I've gotten so busy and so active, they don't know what's true and what's not, which is why they can't move, which is exactly how I designated and made the game because I changed the entire game. Ooh, I love it. They ain't never dealt with a genius. They ain't never dealt with a genius. They ain't never dealt with somebody who moves so quick. He's a genius, and I get so much done that they can't stop me because I'm moving with God, baby. Yeah. You don't get it, bro. I have full opportunity to do what I want. Do you understand that? Hell, if I wanted, I could go join the military and lay low, and y'all wouldn't even know what I was doing, where I was at. I don't got to show you. You won't know what I'm doing. God could give me money and I could go into the military if I wanted. Of course, I don't want to do that at a time like this with the country the way it is. Hell no. But I'm just saying I could make different decisions, anything I wanted that's going to be conducive and beneficial for me. Once I get the money, I have, free leeway to move according and do what I want to do. And that might be something I kind of do is kind of like I'm gonna have to figure out places in a way. I gotta have little hideouts and places to lay low and like I gotta be able to really move. I'm the real thing, brother. So, like I said, I mean, that's who you're talking to. Like, please miss me with this internet stuff, bro. I'm not you. See, you're trying to talk to me like I'm a YouTuber or a blogger. I'm not none of the above. I'm a real street dude. I'm a legend in the hood in the ghetto. What are you talking about? You know what Batman is. So what are you talking about? So just, recognize. That's it. Everybody needs to recognize. You know what I mean? I ain't got to spell it out all the time, man. People know what it is. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not in the business of even talking or explaining it. But if folks are going to really keep sitting there pretending, that stuff is a crazy game to be playing. They're going to keep pretending where I got to talk and explain to them reality. Like, that's odd, man. Like, as if that's not a waste of my time. You know what I mean? But right now it ain't because we got to get the message clear so that the public and the people know what it is. Man, this is real, bro. So, like I said, Gervonta Davis can't control his emotions, right? It's just another joke. And like I said, it's because you've enabled those two groups. Like I said, you've made it completely unfair. You've given them every opportunity and everything. And like I said, I'm for everyone. I want to see everybody win. I look at everybody equal, but I also see when things are unfair. I'm about standing up for what's just and unfair. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm gonna stand up for you, period. That's the thing. I'm here for everyone. I love all my people. I love human beings, period. But I stand up for justice. You see the difference there? These folks don't. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You can continue to support these two groups and support weakness and folks and dudes like Gervonta Davis, who's not a man. And you can continue to support this and you'll continue to see them fail and exhibit their weakness while I exhibit strength every single day, just like I did today, barely sleeping and still getting up and moving around and working and building my company and getting a lot done and addressing all of this fake talk and all these lies. Gervonta Davis can't do that because he ain't built like me. So I'm just saying, I'm talking facts. That's what they do. They try to role reverse. Oh, he's talking. He's talking something I'm not talking. You mean I'm talking saying the facts? Yes, I am. And I'll say anything I got to say right on the block in front of the whole world like I do every day. What are you talking about? See, that's the thing. Like the talking stuff away, yeah, that doesn't exist and doesn't work. You keep on talking because the more you talk, the more karmic debt you create, the more karma you create, and God is serving y'all your karma on a silver platter, homeboy. Hmm? That's what time it is. It's karma time, baby. So, like I said, Gervonta is on the run. He's an actual fugitive. We have an actual fugitive on our hands, folks. And it just is what it is. Like I said, I mean, it has nothing to do with me. I'm not involved yet. Like I said, I got to wait for God to give me the money. When God gives me the money, then I'll be able to basically, enforce divine law all over the planet, right? Which I've already done all over the U.S. But I'm saying, I'll continue to be able to do that at a different level because I'll have the money and the resources and everything I need. I got to get motorcycles, bat pods. I got to build my own tumblers and tanks. I got to build this stuff, bro. I got to do a lot of mechanic work. I got to do a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of semantics. I got to figure out, I got to write blueprints up. I got a bunch of stuff to do, bro. That's what you got to understand. I have to be a one-man army. I have to be able to literally stand up, right, and win against anything. Okay, even while outnumbered. That's what I do. So you have to understand, I am the reincarnated game master. Look up what a game master is. And you know the type of games we play, right? Mm-hmm. That's who you're talking to. You're talking to the real only general in the only actual thing that's ever existed, which is between good and evil. I have paid more dues than any soldier you want to call a soldier. Who, I mean, there are they really? I mean, you could call them what you want. I mean, I guess they're a soldier, but a soldier for what? Y'all serve a vested interest of a corrupt system that targeted me and is completely evil. You don't serve any interest to protect or help this country. You never have. That's the truth. I don't care what you say. No, the military is not on our side, and they never have been. And anybody who's a part of that, no, you're 100% supporting the enemy. You're 100% not for us, and that's just what it is. You can feel any way you want and tell yourself what you want to feel comfortable, pumpkin, but that's not reality. You are 100% supporting the enemy. It's that simple. You know what I mean? And if not, if there's people like me and you somehow, you're a part of that and you're that awakened and that smart, well, then that's impressive. And I hope that's true. And I believe that. I believe there's some good people, but I'm saying either way, you know, for most part, there's not people like me, bro. For the most part, most of you are just supporting a system that's completely corrupt and evil and isn't doing anything for us. And in fact, has made everything worse. That's why they're already, getting this stuff ready and talking about Minneapolis. And just like they said, we're not going to give them an excuse. That's crazy. That means that this is a third world country. As I stated, I'm the man who said it before anyone. Okay. I called it out a long time ago. I said they're going to turn America and the world into a huge ghetto and hood, and it's already a third world country. What I said, quote me. I was way ahead of my time, brother, and I knew all this was going to happen, and now it's just starting. They've been training the military for years, bro. I mean, I'm talking about well over a decade, if not more. They have been training for years for this. Okay? And they can train all they want. It means nothing. Make sure you understand that. You don't scare anyone. You're not tough. So, like I said, that's the thing is, and like I said, they all have to still follow rules. They do. You can say what you want. They can have the mishaps. They can have mistakes. I understand totally what the enemy wants. I understand they've tried every angle. Like I said, you've done everything unfair. You've exhausted every option to try to stop me in my destiny, and you still have failed because God is real. You don't know, you all don't know what it's like to have. I have no one that's helping me. I have no one that's protecting me, nothing except for God. And I have all of them. They've done everything they can. They've tried everything. They've used every loophole. They've gone straight around the law and created their own laws. They have done everything that they possibly could. Do you understand that? Do you understand what the meaning of that even is? Do you have any clue how difficult it would be to walk in my shoes? Okay, what are these three people even talking about, bro? Do you have any clue what I've been through in these past 3 years? You don't have the slightest idea. So you can't judge me or tell me anything. You understand? Only God can judge me, and that's the truth, partner. No, nothing about me, bro. I had it so hard these 3 years. It's unbelievable, man. I did this when I had absolutely nothing. You think I'm not going to do it now when I have just enough or just a little bit? Yes, I am. I'm going to keep going. This is the in between time. And this is what's training me and making me stronger. And that's the thing. Batman has to be able to run on practically nothing. Batman has to be stretched to his limits. That's why God is doing it. In fact, the ancestors and God just told me that yesterday. They said that's why we kept pushing your limits, because we know that you can handle it, because we know that you're that kind of mind and you're that kind of super soldier. You're the only one who can actually withstand this and keep going. I've withstanded everything. I defeated a truck. I've defeated all this witchcraft. I've defeated every witch's coven. I've defeated everything that the enemy has sent my way. Make sure you understand that. And I stood up the entire time and defeated it, and then went right on the internet and won again. Don't ever sit here and play about me. That's what I did. Everything about me and how I look is a badge of honor, sister. I'm the general. You understand? Like I said, I'm the reincarnated game master, and now I'm back and I'm here in the physical form. And this is what I do. You understand? Everybody has to respect me, brother. You feel me? I'm the general, real general. Yeah. And every other general, they weren't a real general. They were a joke. Yeah, if you worked for, I don't care, any of these branches, Marine, military, Navy, SEAL, you're a joke, straight up. And that's what they need to be told. No, you're not independent. You have it easy. That whole system is pampered and fake. And you literally sold your soul to the devil, and you are manipulated and controlled, and you have a boss, and you are told what to do. And imagine people like that who have a boss and are told what to do and manipulated, and they weak enough to actually do what the military tells them and what these people tell them, who are all evil. This prison industrial complex, military industrial complex, is who targeted me, and they evil as hell, and they some cowards. And you have to take orders from other cowards. And imagine people like that thinking that they can do anything with me or tell me a thing or ever move on me. It'll never happen, buddy, because I'm sovereign and independent and I do what I want. Ain't nobody controlling me, brother. And I'm a lot smarter and stronger and tougher than you. That's reality. And trust me, I've been standing on business my entire life. I came up on Trailside Drive in Austin, Texas. Go ask them about me. Go ask the people who I grew up with how I get down and who I am and what I'm about. Go ask about the person that you want to target. Go ask about the person that all y'all want to say something to hiding. Go ask about me, homie, because y'all know about me. Yeah, all of them fake. This system is fake, and it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up to this establishment. Don't take nothing. Don't listen to a word they have to say. Stand up to all of them and let them know who run this country. You're on my soil, and you're going to listen to me and do what I say. You all work off my tax dollars. You understand that, boy? That's what it's time for. You understand? So, like I said, people can pretend all that. I'm an angel in human form. And you trust me, bro. I don't answer to nobody on this planet. The only person I answer to is God. You understand that? I'm going to make sure I stand up for what's right always at all costs, just like I've done my entire life. And there ain't nothing and nobody who can stop me. You understand? And the military weak. This establishment is weak. This system is weak. You understand? And they're already folding. They've been folding. They've been crumbling. And you're seeing it right in front of your eyes. And this is proof again that the Masons are crumbling and folding because you already knew it was going to happen because they never made a dime, had no money. They're not allowed ownership. And they're all a joke. Look at how Nipsey Hussle got done. Look at how King Von got done. Now look how Gervonta Davis getting done. Look at Robin Williams. Look at Tupac, Biggie. Look at every single actress. Look at Ariana Grande. I heard she's going through that stuff that she's going through or whatever. Like all that is part of the system. Look at Diddy. This system does it to their own. They don't have any loyalty. Okay. I don't care what you people do. You took the Baphomet oath. You sold your soul to the devil. You're the enemy, and we're gonna win. It's that simple. It's not me. It's not my vested interest. This is not my plan. This is God's plan, brother. See, I'm not trying to be after power. I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm not angry. You understand? I'm about peace, love, and prosperity. If I can help one of those people and help these actors and actresses and save their soul, I truly hope and pray that God allows me to do that. You know, I'm going to do what's God's will, and I try to help everybody, man. That's why I'm Batman, because Batman's the only guy who will do anything to save the Joker. You understand? So, like I said, you can feel any way you want. I don't know where that lack of respect and that attitude comes from, because I was nothing but nice to all of you folks and respectful, and you didn't earn your respect. I did. I was completely professional when I worked at Coyote Ugly. I was completely professional on every bar that I worked on 6th Street. So again, what you did is you started going online and pretending that the internet is real. You've accomplished nothing. And I'm good to work anywhere I want on 6th Street. This is why you're funny, because you're trying to act like what you were on worked. I have news for you, sister. Okay, like the little fox, the unclever fox. It didn't work. The whole campaign that you ran didn't work and doesn't exist. You're just talking to yourself. Yeah, you're hilarious. Yeah, that's what they act like. They all want to act like this isn't my country. Like brother, like going into hiding is different. I don't hide from anything. It's different. It has to do with me being Batman. It's gangsta as hell. It's part of the walk. You understand? But other than that, I mean, folks know what it is with me. So, like I said, man, I mean, y'all can keep on pretending, go on with your fake jobs, keep on, being a part of that nonsense and that same evil, pyramid schemes, scams, nonsense, working for all these fake companies, right? And all these different cities. Like I said, Austin is a very corrupt city, and I'm glad you spoke and talked, because you just attracted all my attention, and now all my focus is on that. So, I mean, like I said, I told you I'm going to be Batman in Austin too. And I told you even the parking garages are built for this. And do you know that they actually commit crimes on those parking garages all the time? And they have inside deals worked out with the security that work for the actual security companies. Yeah, all those companies like Garda and all them Allied Universal, all them fake companies, they don't even look at their employees and what they're doing, because their employees be running inside jobs. See, I'm so much smarter than all you. It's unbelievable. We operate above the feds for a reason because I'm a genius, brother. I'm not lying to you. We operate above the feds, brother. I am the only person who can stand up to the feds, the CIA, and the FBI, and the military industrial complex, and the prison industrial complex, and the government, and Trump, and Biden, and anybody in this world by myself. No one else can do that, brother. You know why? Because you just ain't on this thug stuff. You ain't about that thug life because you just ain't gangster like me. You feel me? That's why you got to understand. You know who they run and get. You know who they run and get and come to call when they really need help. When folks really need the realest gangster all time. You know who folks come and get? Me, Tyree Sneak, because it don't get no more badder than me, boy. Real talk. That's the difference. See, the difference is y'all like to do a lot of talking, but me, I'm 10-0 in my own league, 1,000,000 in the street, and I really was in the shelters right in front of you. What do you think I was doing? Getting busy putting work in. I'm the mob. My reputation is real. What do you mean? John, who worked at Coyote Ugly, would see me going down the street. I've had to save him and help him. Want to act like he don't know and he don't remember. I had to help him because he's slow and he couldn't even catch up when he was running down the street and I saw some stuff going down and I'm who helped. So what do you mean? Sat there, oh no, I'll do it on my own, man. You got an ego, bro, because you was moving like an emu or something, like a a zebra that couldn't move too well out. Because your ego just couldn't handle it. That Tyree Sneed's fast as hell. So yeah, no, I'm for real too. Like actually, it was a whole incident at one of them bars, and I can explain to you very clearly what happened, right? As clear as I can. But like that's the thing. This is a program, and this is my radio program, so there's no need for me to explain. But the point is, yeah, I had to run full speed, right? And I was the one who had to do everything. John was too slow, and he was out of breath and this was the dude who was the main manager at Coyote Ugly. So why don't y'all talk about that story? How I saved your manager and helped him. That's the truth. What do you mean? What everything gets done because of me, bro. Everything has a good outcome because of me, because I help all these folks. All these people I helped. What are you talking about? I helped the A-Ray dude. I helped every single person there. All I did was help people and be a good dude. Like I said, all this because I want people to talk to me with respect. That makes sense to you? Boy, these people are hilarious, bro. I'm sorry, but what? Oh, I don't think you're mad. I know you're mad because you're still, working these little candy jobs in Austin, and I have nothing to do with that. I moved on to bigger, better things 3 years ago, sister. I always did. And like I said, when I was in Austin, I was paying 4 or 5 G's a month, living in the Holiday Inn off Austin Town Lake and doing what I want to do. I came to Austin with over $300,000 in the bank and was so gangster with it. I was riding through in the Porsche convertible with the music on, and girls were literally hopping in my Porsche. Not joking, for real, literally. I'm a good looking dude. I don't got to do nothing. I don't even got to say nothing. Real talk. Women were hopping into my car. Yeah, like, yeah, I wanna be with that guy. Like, I'm for real, bro. That's how it was, bro. So you thought something changed? Oh, okay. All you folks on 6th Street thought you was somebody? Well, newsflash, reality check. None of you were anybody, and I thought we knew this. I thought we knew that you're all underlings, right? Like Deuce King. Deuce King never had a good, successful career. He took a lot of losses. They're publicized on the internet, as well as that other guy who's even funnier. He's hilarious. And Deuce King talks a lot, and he thinks he's tough, and he's not. And that's about it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Same with the manager at Friends, Tommy, right? Tommy got all his karma. He stays getting karma. He's always looked like he weighed about 50 pounds soaking wet, and he was never anything. He tried to have an MMA career, right? And the first time he tried a bout or whatever, some stuff went down and happened, right? And he couldn't bounce back from it. Like most athletes in high school and college, they go through one thing and they never bounce back. And that's what happened with him on some coward stuff. So that's why he felt some way, because you was never in the UFC or MMA. None of you. The folks that you train, I know every single one of them. That one dude with the little crew cut who think he's clean and trying to copy Conor McGregor, he's not a martial artist. That other dude that tries to look like these rappers, he's not a martial artist. Every single one of them. That dude who I sunned and G-checked when I was working security at Friends at the door, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The little short dude who tries to act like he's crazy, he doesn't even have a real career. He's a joke. You understand? What are you talking about? And I'm just telling you the truth. I sunned him. So, I mean, if he was UFC and MMA and these guys were so tough, then how come when it came to the streets and reality, I won? Ask yourself that. All these things really happened. Brandon was the bartender at Friends. Remember the other Brandon? That's a different Brandon. You remember him, the little taller Brandon? Hmm. Yeah, you remember Brandon, and you all don't talk to each other. You don't remember when he tried to say some crazy stuff to me, and I stopped in my tracks, turned around, and addressed it right then and there. Hmm. So what do you mean? Brandon was shook. This was me just going to work. See, folks want to talk about me, but they don't want to acknowledge who I actually am. It doesn't work that way. If you want to have a discussion with me, I'm a grown man. I don't hide and run from nobody. You're welcome to visit me literally anytime you like. I'm easy to find, right? I literally have my own offices, my own private studio. Like, I have it all, brother. And literally, I'm out here all the time. You see where I run my businesses. You see how I move. The whole world is my office. I do what I want. So what do you mean? It's like 50 Cent said. He said, hard to find a dude who you know is really, real, right? Hard to find a dude that you know is really about something and about it, right? Exactly. Y'all convenient. So when you keep acting like, oh, you're mad, 50 Cent was mad all the time. And yet 50 Cent was still the symbol of at least fake success at the time. So my point is, bosses, I talked about this decades ago when I started radio, bosses may look mad to you. It's just power and aggression. So what do you mean? That's being a gangster. That's part of it. That means I'm real. And that's what you envy. And that's why you're all jelly, because you don't have my realness. You don't have my purpose. You're not me. You haven't been through anything. You don't have any stripes on your belt. I got more stripes than a zebra, right? And that's the point. I'm a tiger, right? You see the tiger, I'm a lion, right? Tiger's got stripes because all I do is get stripes. I'm not just talking. See, there's a difference between me and folks on 6th Street and folks in Austin. They're all posers. They just talk. They're all doing criminal activity and have these illegal enterprises, and they're all still poor and broke. Me, I'm the guy who stood up to their corruption, right, and shuts down everything they're doing. I'm the real Batman. So what part are you not getting? We're all street dudes. All of us. We're all no different than the next, but the difference is I'm a lot tougher than all of you, and I stood on business with everyone. I don't pick and choose. I don't select, oh, I want to act tough this day. Nah, when you see me, don't give me a pass. None of you. I'm from the hood and the ghetto. The hood and ghetto really messed me up. I'm a different kind of individual. So you could call it what you want, call it crazy, call it whatever. Well, that craziness is what built this business. That craziness, I had to be crazy enough to believe that I would exist to this point. So you're right. I'm crazy because I had to be crazy in order for me to survive in these streets and really hold it down and be the gangster that I am. Thank you. That's what it takes in the street. That's what it takes in reality. You got to be crazy. You have a business venture, you have a dream, you got to be crazy because you got to be crazy enough to believe that that dream will come true. And I was, and I still am. And I know my dreams coming true because I'm living them right now. They already came true. But guess what? All my dreams about to come true. Dreams I never even had. God about to do more for me than he's ever done for anybody in the history of time. Mark my words. What? You understand, man? I'm just going to keep it real, bro. God is not a fan of y'all. God is not on your side. He's on my side. And that's what you don't get. God wants to bless me so much. It's unreal because he sees what y'all did with me, how you treated me, everything I went through, how nice I was to all of you, despite your attitude and the way that you act. See, that's the thing. I'm not holding on to anything. Like I told you, just like with that other one, that Michaela chick, she was walking around all 3 feet of her. This is a 3 foot tall chick walking around. And then all of a sudden she was trying to act like she on some kind of other energy, but isn't doing anything and just talking and not even making coherent sense and really ain't even talking much. You saw me with the chick. Why would you feel phased unless like you're interested? That's the part I don't get. I mean, so they want to keep acting with me and talking to me like I'm some kind of like I'm not part of something with them, or I don't even know what you're talking about. You're all Masons, dude. You're all satanic as hell and brainwashed. Like there's nothing different about me. I'm a human being, bro. What's different is I'm superhuman and my presence and aura is powerful. What's difference is the difference is I'm just better. You understand that? Sounds about right, right? You a jellyfish, you talk to jellyfish, and then you believe their fake stories about me, and they all lie to my name, and none of them even know me. So what did you listen to, and what did they tell you when I'm the guy who helped you? Michaela was complaining about a what do they call them? A Patreon or whatever, a patron that came into the bar, and I went right and I addressed it directly. Remember, and I did my job, right, which is I have to walk them out of the bar, right? You remember, right? And he was a ex-military dude too. He was in the military actually, right? And he lost. So he lost. He took an L. And then the other ones, the corrupt ones came in. I addressed them directly immediately, right? And they already knew what it was and said, yeah, we understand. Because I said, I'm not playing no games, with nothing, because I've been doing this for a long time. I was the head bouncer at Coyote Ugly. I was the head bouncer at Soho. I'm who ran the show. They want to tell you a different story, but I was the boss. I'm the guy who's the professional. I'm the guy who had the team together. And I'm the one with Coyote Ugly where all the girls were actually on point because of the work that I was putting in behind the scenes. That's the truth. Because every day we come in, I'm who was cleaning the bar up. I who built everything. It wasn't John. It wasn't Tommy, whatever his name is, Birkenstock, Berghart, whatever the hell, he's German or something, right? It wasn't them. It was me. I was the one working the long hours that produced all the results, just like at Soho. I did the best numbers on New Year's. So how are you going to have me think that that's how reality works when you're all grown adults? I built these bars for these people, bro. Do you understand me? Built them. So you're talking about I did the best numbers on New Year's that Soho has ever done, right? And they want to not give me credit. It's not up to you whether I get credit. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand. Oh, I always am doing the right thing. I'm always winning. Brother, I already won a long time ago. All I do is win. So what are you talking about? What do you mean? I haven't wasted my time on anything, brother. I will never waste time. I'm a businessman. So, like I said, I was the head door guy at Friends. And Barbarella's, I was one of the main, really head security dudes, right? And they would station me at that back gate on purpose because they was trying to hide me, and that didn't even work. And I still got more done than everyone. And I had to always join in and help them because they didn't know how to do their job or know what they was doing. And then the narcs started trying to say things that weren't even there and didn't exist. And then they realized, oh, he a real gangster. So then they just had to go on about their business. They were plotting the whole time I worked there. That whole staff is fake. Yeah, that one dude really wants to pretend he's someone, bro. You're nobody, man. Come on, bro. These are people from Austin, bro, who ain't even from Austin. These are people who are nobody in the street. We're talking about street politics. We're talking about, you want to know reality, you come talk to me. I'll tell you who's somebody and who's nobody. When it comes to regular civilians who are in their feelings and they got an attitude and they cop an attitude, that's fine. We let civilians do that. I ain't worried about you. You don't come from my walk. You ain't a part of this, but you just got to, talk to me the right way. See, that's the thing. I don't know who told you that you can act some way or talk anyway, not concerning me. You got to talk to me with respect. I don't come from what you come from. You got it easy. Y'all got everything nice. Okay. You don't come from no struggle. You don't know nothing about my walk. You see? So this is the deal. I'm just real as hell and the truth comes out no matter what. And that's what happened. That's what all this about. That's all. Just the truth came out because it's my presence and it's who I am. I carry it with me. I'm the real thing. You know what I mean? I carry everything I go through and my pain and suffering with me. I represent a real cause, brother. You got these dudes who fake and nowhere near a G or a gangster in Austin trying to perpetrate. And that stuff ain't gonna fly the minute I get up there. What they don't understand is I'm coming back at some point. Once God give me the money, I'm showing up in Austin quick. I'm going straight. If I got the money right now, let's say tomorrow I got all the money. First thing I'm doing, I'm coming through San Marcos, then I'm coming through San Antonio, then I'm coming through Austin, right? I'm coming straight to Austin, bro. What are you talking about? But the thing is this, if I'm going up there and I got money, why would I even waste my time with these folks? I'm gonna move and operate the way I do. I'm not at their level. See, they always at sea urchin level. You feel me? That's why they always talking like that, like the unclever fox was today, because the unclever fox is disgruntled because she's not anywhere near my level. That's why she said, oh, I own my own business. No, you don't. None of you own your own business. In fact, everyone in Austin is a criminal and not a single person in Austin owns a business. And that's the truth because I've studied it. I've been to the fake millionaire meetings. That stuff is masonry, bro. That's pyramid scams and scheming. There's not a single person there who's an actual tangible millionaire even. I'm so much richer and wealthier than you folks still today. I own so much wealth. If you knew how many buildings I have full access to and the deals I've worked out and how wealthy I actually am and how much better I live than you, then you would understand the truth. Then you would know, oh, he's a genius. He really know what he's doing. None of us are anywhere near his level because he's smart as hell. He knows what he's doing. Bro, I'm Batman. I literally had to build all this from scratch. Just like I'm going to build everything when I do all this. I'm the mechanic. You see the difference? Like, that's the thing. Like, you can say what you want, but we're not the same, bro. I know what I am. I know what I do. So, like I said, and actually, I'm gonna use that concept in a video right now in a minute if I can. Whenever I do my videos, I'm gonna make sure I can, and I'm gonna go into that because that's what I really am. That's what Batman is, as well as the Alchemist and a whole lot of other things. But yeah, these folks are funny as hell. Just say the truth, man. You and your feelings. None of you are close to me. You never will be. You're not me. You want to be Tyree Sneed. And I was just me, and all y'all felt some way about it. All them people came out of nowhere talking weird. I like, okay, I get it. You talk to people online who commit crimes every day who are part of an underground illegal organization. Why are you repeating their rhetoric? You think that I care about that? What? I've never cared. I'm just standing on business. I'm about my respect. See, that's the thing. They want to do that and act like I don't like pretend like they're accomplishing something. Like I clearly know what you're doing. You're repeating rhetoric that comes from an underground illegal organization of people who have habits and have failed. You're talking in a way that literally entertains delusion, and delusion doesn't exist. What will that accomplish? What's that going to accomplish? Hey, this other dude out here tried to do that, and he has 2 felonies now. He's starting to catch the trend. See, you can say what you want, but you folks have to outsmart me, and you can't. You got to win in order to talk like you're victorious. You didn't win. I won. You see the point? You didn't win here. You didn't win in Green Bay, that's for sure. I for sure won in Oneida Street, everybody remembers, and in that park. You didn't win in Austin, that's for sure. I mean, you really lost in Austin. I mean, you lost. I mean, you didn't just lose. You really lost. I mean, yeah. See, you don't even know. You don't even know how real it is. You want to talk? Get out of here. Get out of here with that. See, gangsters don't do no talking. See, we ain't these other groups. We don't run around doing what you do, running our mouth. Nah, we about business. You understand? So, like I said, my name is Tyree Sneed. I'm the mob. And like I said, everything is 100% real. And like I said, any woman that I end up being with, well, she's going to be, completely good, protected. She'll never have a care or worry in the world because she's with an actual gangster like Frank Lucas, the real thing. That's the difference. I literally represent that all of that, and it's not an image, it's real with me. I'm arguably way worse than Frank Lucas and way worse than Bumpy Johnson. Why don't we get real? That's not made up. That's facts. That's actual real talk. That's truth. That's facts. So that's the thing. I've put in real work. Everything I've done is real, and you all just felt some way because you said, "Oh, he a real gangster," and you feel some way because you know how real I am and how real what I've done is. Okay, all across the board, I've done it all. So that's why you feel some way, because you say, well, you just don't. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a sad part of, weakness with people, especially nowadays. Y'all ain't trying to see folks come up. That's all it is. That's why they call themselves what their name is on here, right? I know the name. Y'all jellyfish. Okay, you can be jellyfish, but I'm just saying, you ain't stopping nothing but me. You ain't stopping no money. If I want to work on 6th Street, I will. If I want to work a job cooking again, I will. You'll see me on 6th Street. I'll walk right in front of you. What do you mean? As far as all this talking and all that, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'll tell you one thing for sure right now. We know who's tough, and that's been proven. So moving forward, I for sure would not allow, myself to be put in any weird positions, because I know that's what the enemy would want. That's what they do. See, they already lost, and they all know it. So when people lose, and they feel that way about their pride, you know what I mean? Because they've already taken an L. When they lose, this is what they do now. They get together in these groups and they do all this stuff and say things that aren't true behind your back because they lost. It's about honor and respect. And you have none, and I have it all. I take stripes. So because I've taken so many stripes, right? That's why they act like that. And the thing is, you got to be smart in my position. I have everything going for me and everything to lose. If I won already, why would I entertain? In other words, if somebody walks up to me, that's how they move. They could walk up to me, say something crazy, say whatever, and they want a reaction and response. I'm going to say, you go ahead and have a nice day. I own a business. I'm successful. I'm where you want to be. And I'm going to walk on about my business. There's nothing you can do. You can try your hardest. It's not going to have me react. It doesn't matter what you do or say. Oh, I'm a real gangster. I got thick skin, bro. You understand? See, people don't understand. If you're a real gangster, after you really put in work, like my old screen name, you know what it was, right? And I really did that. So After doing that for all these years and all these decades and like literally being a monster in the streets, you got to fall back at some point when you get rich and you're wealthy and you've accumulated wealth the entire time. See, I wasn't a gangster without purpose. I was a gangster building financial wealth and building a financial future and legacy. That's what people don't get. I did both. I ran the streets and am a street thug while I make money. That's why it was so easy for me to transition to make my business and my future and my entire career where I'm an enforcer of divine law and an actual thug and enforcer and gangster in the street. Right. And I get paid, and I created my own budget through all this and made it where I almost basically pay myself. I've created my own budget independent to go out in the street hard body as an enforcer and stand up to the establishment. I shut down cartel illegal operations in my sleep. I used to shut down illegal operations hands on. And like I said, that's what birthed all this. The whole city of Austin is corrupt. It's just waiting for me to come through and basically run everything and be the boss. That's all Austin is. And that's the thing. These people have always been underlings. They've never been close to me. You understand? That's why they're talking like that, because they know a hint of my power. They can't even fathom my actual power, but they just see, yeah, he's powerful as hell. That's why that reading and download said I was overqualified. So they see that, and it says they see you as a what? The way I always get seen at every job, because that could run the company better than the fake CEO or whoever is the fake manager. Right? It's going to always be the same, because that's just my aura and energy. God told me I'm never going to have to work for the rest of my life. That was the goal. Mission accomplished. The money's coming, and you see me doing what I'm doing, and I work for myself. You know what I mean? And I work with God, and God and I work together, and we build. So, I mean, if I'm never going to have to work again for the rest of my life, mission accomplished. And this is just like when I got all my people out the hood, which I already did. That's just like when I accomplished everything that these people say they're supposed to accomplish. So what do you mean? You got to be real at some point. If you want to really have vivid, detailed conversations, and you want me to really be able to speak freely and tell you game, we could do that on another channel. If any of y'all in Austin or anywhere got something to say, we can have a live interview. All you got to do is get in touch with me. It ain't hard. Send me a donation and leave your phone number or your email. I'll get in touch with you. I'll talk to you, but make sure you send me a decent amount of money for it. I'll do interviews with anyone on 6th Street. I was trying to reach out and get them dudes who was in that fake boxing circuit to do interviews with me, because I wanted to actually analyze their career and talk to them and give them advice, because they need my advice, because there ain't a single one of them scrubs that could come close to me, homie. That's reality. Are you serious? Sure. I'm talking about the actual legend on 6th Street, the martial arts legend, the dude that no one even knew what I was about, what I do. And I'm the one who came up hard and really is about this. I'm the jewel. I'm the diamond in the rough. You understand? I'm all that. Not you, me. You understand? I'm the rose that grew from concrete like Pac. You understand? I'm the angel from God. I'm the soldier for God, warrior for God. So that's the thing. I don't do no talking. You see, I have no holes in my rap sheet. That's the thing the street dudes is looking at. Anyone who claimed they a street dude, the first thing, if they was smart, I'm way ahead of all of them. Ain't none of them even street dudes now. They just scrub millennials. I'm keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You understand? There's a couple of ones that were real, but the real ones, the first thing they're gonna look at is they're gonna say, well, let me look at his rap sheet. Let me see what he's about. Not just public record. They're going to say, look at what he did. Okay, he stood on business here. And then everything I'm hearing about homeboy, he keeps standing on business. It don't matter who it is, where he at, what it is. That's a gangster. That's the first thing they're going to tell you. They're going to say, he ain't playing. Y'all want to keep playing with that man, and that man is clearly not playing. That's what they're going to tell you if they really gangster. They're going to tell you that dude really about it. He just smart now because he's been doing it so long, and he won every single time. I'm talking about, I've won millions of you know what every time I showed up. I mean, I've won no matter who it was. So I don't get on here and talk about it or brag. I be quiet and I keep moving and live my beautiful life. I'm quiet, bro. That's why folks don't even know. They don't even know who they talking to, because the whole time y'all was talking online, like I said, I was getting busy doing that bar security. And $1 million in the street. Y'all sent agents across state lines. You sent that one agent from Miami to try to copy my hustle and sell fake CDs out there. Remember? Do you remember? And then, like I said, he tried to act some way. Remember? Everything was addressed, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you the truth, man. People can tell you what they want, man. Like, I don't got to keep repeating myself. You know, that's the thing. I got a business, man. I'm going to take care of my business, bro. This is my business. You understand? This is what I do for a living and career. It's just like if I went into acting, except actors got to listen to Hollywood. They all sell their soul to the devil. Me, I got my soul. My soul ain't for sale. My soul is priceless. I work for myself, homie. I do what I want to do. See, you don't get it. My future is I go to Chicago and I start looking at that Fremont hotel that has everything to do with that trafficking business. Oh, I said it. Yep. Yeah, I start looking into all those matters. I start investigating on my own because Batman's the world's greatest detective. I start figuring out exactly which gangs, which sets, and who claims what. I start infiltrating. That's what I used to do, infiltrate gangs for a living. I go talk to these folks. I talk to each one. They could be from any set, any gang. I start touching base and I start really talking to them and being around them. I start learning everything, right? And the thing what folks don't get, the minute you meet Tyree Sneed, what Tyree Sneed is an expert at is dismantling everything. That's what folks don't get. So if I meet anyone that's in a gang, right? I mean, if they're cool, then it's all good. We cool. But if you go against me, you go against God. And like I said, for me, it's easy as pie for me to literally stop and shut down everything that these gangs do. I've been doing it for a long time. That's what you don't get. And I'm really built like that. They've never seen anything like me. These folks don't even know I used to be in Jaguars, the club out here. Ask about that club. I know all of them, bro. Yeah, you don't seem to get it, bro. Like I said, I know everybody. I know everybody. I know all the Vyucos. I know everybody, homie. What do you mean? Like what? I've been in the paddy wagon with them when they was transporting us. So that's what I'm saying. See, folks don't get you talking to somebody who really G'd up for real and really about this and really come from this, and you've never seen it because I'm a dude that can blend in and folks would never know who I am. That's the difference. I don't do no talking. I don't sit there and have co-associates and people around me. I don't roll with other people. I'm dolo solo by myself. Okay? And I'm unstoppable and I'm an immortal vampire. You better ask them. So in Chicago, that's first thing I'm doing. Tren de la Argua's up there. Like I said, I already been defeating them. So I'm gonna figure out who's on what block, who's who, what's going on, and I'm gonna start going to work on every single block until I change every block across Chicago in a positive, real way. And you gotta understand, Batman moves at night. Batman really shows up and is the real thing. Batman does the real thing. I don't gotta sugarcoat it and I don't gotta spell it out for you. So what do you mean? You understand? See, that's the difference. You all want to talk still on this internet stuff, man. You got to understand who you talking to, bro. I do this for a living. I do this for a career. I'm creating my own budget off of taking stripes in the street and being the enforcer of divine law. Batman is a vigilante, son. Golly, bro, these people are hilarious. They still talking? Some regular civilians in Austin on 6th Street? Like, do you understand if I even walk in front of you right now, like I'm a normal dude and I'm gonna act normal, that's part of the act. They funny as hell. You understand? What you think it's not real? That's what they all do. Oh, I want to be cute and say, oh, this isn't real. I don't care about that. I'm Batman in reality, bro. You tell yourself what you want. If that's what y'all do and you think that's cute, then I mean, do what you do. Question is, how's it working out for you? Because everyone I've seen, none of you have a business. All of you failed and you're poor and you have no money. You can't even pay your rent back. See the difference? See, I'm gonna still go out and have fun and have me a drink on 6th Street and be Tyree Sneed sometimes. It don't mean that I'm not the real deal. That's the point. I got to blend in too. Bruce Wayne got to make appearances. You understand? Do you understand how much power I got now? Do you understand how much I've accomplished? The valley is in my pocket already. I already own and run the valley, just like I told you I always have. I always have. This was never new. The valley is like a playground for me, homie. I do what I want, bro. And I expose the truth and say whatever I want and talk about whatever and whoever, and I do what the hell I want straight up, and I always will. What are you talking about? You know why? Because folks know I'm built like that. They know. They hear Tyree Sneed, they're like, "Oh, him, Mr. Sneed. Yeah, he's real." No, Mr. Sneed is a different ball game. See, you don't seem to get it. That's the thing. If you're going to talk to me, at least acknowledge my history a little and who I am a little bit. You understand? That's the thing. See, you all had me all the way confused. That's what you do. And it's not just, it can't be just me. You probably do that around anyone. And that's exactly why all these people super lonely and they don't have a significant other, because folks just don't want to be around that. All you're doing is showing your own issues and how you do things and how you behave. That's it. So, like I said, I'm the real deal. I do this for real. Nobody controls me. I create my own projects, own missions. I have divine authority and full authority. I'm the divine ruler and I'm the emperor in the spiritual realm. And that's the thing. That's what folks like that do. Since all they do is talk fluff and make up stories and lie, they try to project and act like, oh, I'm them. They tried the same thing in jail over here in Cariazales. That didn't work out too well at all. They tried the same thing. What are you talking about? I told you already what happened. What are you talking about? I stood up by myself. Okay. And these legal organizations was moving and moving in there too. 100%. They talked, and that means that there's corrupt COs that were part of a plot against me. And I didn't just make it out. I made it out with flying colors and was a complete boss about everything. So what do you mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about a dude that really, really went through it, that really, lived the real thing. I mean, we fully aware of what these underground illegal organizations have been doing for years. We're fully aware of how much money you've spent trying to stop me and how many agents you've actually literally sent, including within the jails behind the walls. And Batman is the real Jason Bourne, and I ain't took a L yet, and I never will. All I do is win, brother. So see, I'm living that thug life for real. So when folks want to talk, it's like, homie, you don't seem to get it. I'm out here for real, cuz you understand. See, for me, it don't stop, homeboy. For you, it's just an act in a movie in a game. You watch movies, but see, this is my real life. My real life is a movie, homie. Uh-huh. Yeah, you powerful as hell if they got to send real agents across state lines and every agent has to turn around, and then they come back and tell them, they say, well, what happened? What happened? Like, what are you doing here? What happened? Why did you fail? Or what the hell happened? Like, we see him on camera laughing at, like, well, I took him out to dinner and I paid him money. Yeah. Well, I got told reality, and that Mr. Sneed, he's one scary guy. Oh, gee. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, why don't you say the truth? See, that's why I don't act thugging when people are trying to run fake game and you're trying to use a corrupt system like they did. Like I said, nah. And now, homeboy, now these folks is catching felonies and catching cases because everything they wanted from me, and these were actual, like, you can see what it is, you can see what they doing, and that was what they wanted from me, and everything they wanted from me, now they're going through. That's hilarious. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't just because of me, it's because of God. I give all credit and glory to God. Like, you think these folks, out here in the valley aren't aware? Hell, even the corrupt ones, they all know what it is. They all already know and they're aware of what y'all on and what you're trying to do. It's in front of the whole world. That's why it's not going to work no more. Now you can't move at all. Now you can't say anything. You can't do nothing. What are you talking about? Because what you're trying to do is clear as day. So anyone trying to pretend, we just film and record that, and that's going to go into the federal lawsuit, and you're going to have to pay me even more money in that settlement. So, I mean, be my guest and do what you want. Keep making mistakes. That's all y'all ever did. Yeah. Yeah, no, you folks don't understand. Like I said, I know what I'm doing. Frank Lucas didn't play. Frank Lucas was a gangster, right? Right? Frank Lucas stood on business and spoke and told people exactly what it was. And I'm the same way. I don't back down from nothing, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all want to play gangster, all these fake folks. I really am a gangster. That's the difference. They want to talk and win conversations. You ain't won a conversation yet. You want to use words and downplay somebody's realness. Man, that's talk is cheap, bro. You understand? Sometimes you got to just respect legends, and that's exactly what you're all going to do. Yeah. You want to respect me and respect the fact that I'm the hood legend and the real legend in the ghetto and the real thing. Like I said, I was in Bankhead, homie, running things. I don't know who y'all are. I never heard of you. None of them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, see, they don't know me because when I talk to them, they get the Bruce Wayne side of me. Them folks that work for them bars, they only got one side of me. They don't know me at all. They see the illusion of what they think I am, that to them probably appears weak and meek and mild. They don't understand. Well, that's all part of it. That's part of how, I've been programmed and built, and it's meant to have you believe that. You know what I mean? You believe what you want, man. You tell yourself what you want, but let me explain something to you. I ain't never had a problem ever, ever. You know what I mean? That God hasn't handled for me. I ain't never had a problem that I couldn't deal with. You know what I mean? I'm living life beautiful the right way. I'm in complete alignment. I'm not worried about other folks' opinion on me or anything they do or say because it can't affect me because I got God with me. So you see new business logo, right? You see all of this. Like I'm building everything every day, still working. I'm just existing right now and having fun. And that's what life is about. It's not always about doing a bunch of stuff. Sometimes it's about just having fun and existing and doing your thing. So, like I said, why don't you all try that? That's what would be fun. Try being happy. Oh wait, I forgot. None of you know how to be happy. Oh my goodness. Oh, for real. Y'all funny as hell. So, like I said, Sneed Enterprises, I'm the CEO. Like I said, we operate above the feds. You already know about this. You already know straight gangsters and Bill. You already know about this. So, like I said, everyone else can do they talking and do they fake stuff. I mean, that's cute. Over here ain't no act though. You know what I mean? Like I said, like that's the thing. Like, bro, if we really wanted to talk, I could go in on everything, and like that's the thing. That's why folks know about me and know I do radio because yeah, they know I stand on business. I'm not these other folks. I'm not these vloggers. I'm not these YouTubers for real. And people trying to copy my rhetoric like that dude I just called out publicly with that stunt he pulled with Bosco. And bro, you look silly as hell on camera. You didn't win with Bosco. In fact, it almost looked like he won. You didn't win and you didn't do anything. So what do you mean? I knew that was all fake. You got another terminology you millennials like to use, but I'm not going to say that on here. But that it was all fake. That was super fake. You didn't do anything with Bosco, bro. You couldn't even win with Bosco. Bosco 100. You couldn't win with Bosco, and you was the one pushing an issue that wasn't there. I mean, Bosco can't even go 2 words without repeating that same word of an organization that number one doesn't even exist anymore, right? That I come from the original organizations and the original intent in Los Angeles, in California. You're talking to the real thing. And literally, homeboy keeps talking and saying this and that and claiming this, and he ain't even that. He's completely fake. I mean, if you're going to G check and call someone out for something, just call him out for his fake claims and fake allegiance. That's all you got to do. Conversation with Bosco with me would be hilarious. You feel me? I wish they would put me around these little homies. I really do. Like, are you serious, bro? Like, so see, that's the difference. And like, that's the thing. Why would I put myself in a position knowing me and knowing how I am where I already know my temper. I already know how I am. I ain't trying to be in them positions. I want to talk to people who are happy, man. That's the thing. Like that's why they upset because they like come back to your past, come back to your past, be the old you, be the old you. Show us that gangster side again because we already know you a monster. That's what they do. They try to wake up the monster and pretend that that's what they want, but they really don't want that. That's what folks do because that's what cowards do. You understand? Straight up. Yeah, go back to your past. Go back to being the super thug in the hood in the ghetto that you were because you really had to live that and came up hard and really went through real things. Like I had to overcome, I had to reteach myself how to talk, homeboy. Okay. You don't have a clue. Okay. I didn't even think I'd be even slightly with it forever. Like I've sat by myself crying because I thought I'd never be the same. You don't understand. Thugs cry too. You don't understand. I've been through real pain, brother. I've been through real things that you couldn't even imagine. So when people talk about me, that's a different ball game because I'm going to address everything. It don't matter who you is. Yeah, see, I'm a human being. That's what you folks forget. You think being a robot and being emotionless means you're tough. No, you just not enjoying anything. Y'all don't know how to enjoy anything or be happy. I'm enjoying life. I'm me. I don't care how I look to other people. I don't care what I go through. I'm not in my ego. You are. So what you mean? You want to talk? Quit talking hiding. Quit talking where I can't talk back. Let's have a conversation. Y'all want to do live interviews? Okay, what's up? You know what I mean? Y'all want me to come through Austin? Why don't you put up 5, 10 G's? Do an interview, homie, with me and pay me some money. Put up some bread. Put up at least 5, 10 racks, and somebody pay me to come do an interview. I'm not doing nothing for you other than the interview, right? I'll work with you, but put up some real money so I can come up to Austin and I can show you what I'm talking about, that I run the streets and that all these dudes is fake out there. I'm not broke. I'm not struggling. No, I got targeted and set up and went through what I went through 8 million times and have to keep rebuilding. And I just built a whole business. What do you mean? I've invested tons of money into being Batman, spent thousands and thousands of dollars. What? I came here with 11 racks, homie. All that was money into still paying expenses, living expenses, facilitating the environment to do this. Bat cycle 1,300, 7 bikes in inventory, all $200 to $300 each. Man, don't play with me about this stuff, bro. Now, funny, man. You ain't talking about nothing, bro. Like, what do y'all have against a young dude who's full of life and human spirit? That's all I am. That's what it's about. That's why they all felt some way here. Because I had like 14 luxury cars. I had all these luxury cars parked out here, and folks was in they feeling, well, he's young. I was like 19 or in my early 20s. So they looking at me like, he's young and he's rich and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and you're all bitter and miserable. That's all it's about. It's just that I'm young and I'm wealthy and I'm doing well all the time and I'm doing better than them. Just like today, I looked at myself, I was like, golly, man. Hell, if I was a girl, I'd probably holler at me. I'm so good looking, it's ridiculous. I cleaned up real quick. I look better than James Bond any day. I mean, I'm a handsome dude, bro. When I really get in my element a little bit, I mean, ain't nobody who look like me. And you're going to see the videos again that I'm going to put out like right now. And your jaw going to drop. You're going to look at me and be like, yeah, he ain't joking. That's one good looking dude. You good looking man. Folks don't get, I'm the best at everything I do, man. I'm the best in the street, best thug, best martial artist, best enforcer, best bar security, best bar back, best everything. If I learned how to bartend, I'd be the best at that too. You understand? The reason why I never did it, because y'all never gave me an opportunity. Can you imagine a city that's so jelly they won't even train someone that goes there to be a bartender? That's the thing. Y'all paint America like it's some place you can build a future. Not if you from here. America's the worst place to do anything. That's the truth. Y'all want to lie. Them folks are going to all be jelly. They won't even let me learn. I wanted to learn how to be a bartender. Folks wouldn't even give me a couch to sleep on. I don't live in Austin. Wouldn't even help me to do nothing. I did everything by myself and still made way more money than all y'all. Are you crazy? Yeah. With no help. Didn't a single person do a thing for me. And then I had this underground illegal organization trying to make things hard for me, just like they have this entire time. And I still built an empire, boy. Yeah. Man, I love it, bro. Like I said, I don't care what y'all talking about. Like, don't come around me at all. Don't come around at all, bro. Don't pull up. Don't say nothing to me. Like, y'all can't tell me nothing, bro. You don't dictate my future. God does. Just get that understood. Like, talk to the people that you need to talk to. Worry about doing your job. Worry about all these criminals and the people doing this stuff that I'm worried about, that I'm studying. I'm studying criminals. I study human behavior. I do this for real. You're supposed to be focused on helping me. You're supposed to be focused on doing what you're supposed to do. What are you talking about? There's tons of people who need help every day. And nobody depends on y'all because they look at it as what it is, a complete joke. Let's get real. Said, what? We have nothing to talk about. Oh, and I'm not saying nothing no more than none of you. I don't care who it is. I'm not speaking at all. You try to talk to me, ask me a silly question. You don't even get a silly answer. I'm going to just be completely quiet now. I'm going to act like I can't talk. Straight up. I'm not even joking. I'm not saying nothing to y'all. Y'all can ask me any question. You can walk up to me and say, well, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just stand there and look at you. Be like, do you know how to talk, boy? I just keep looking at you and say nothing. Yeah. Like, why are you not speaking? I'm just sit right here and just look at you. You know what I mean? The only thing I might say is federal lawsuit. Like, so what's your name, sir? My name is federal lawsuit. What do you mean your name's federal lawsuit? What do you think, that's funny or cute or something? Federal lawsuit. Like, do you speak English? Like, you're walking into a federal lawsuit. Like, you should get some self-awareness and learn how to do your job properly, because people who are smart are not going to go talking to a dude at all or ever bother him again at any point when he's got a federal lawsuit that exposes all the companies in corporate America like IBM and the underground illegal organizations and all of your corrupt departments. They're just not going to do that because they can think, brother. What are you talking about? Because it's not a wise choice. Yeah, I don't got to say nothing. I just say federal lawsuit. Can you say anything else other than federal lawsuit? Yeah, let me try here. Supreme Court. Yeah, Supreme Court. Tons of prison time. I never seen so many people bluff and pretend that I won't call the bluff. Like I ain't never seen so many people pretend they tough or pretend they something while they hide behind these fake positions that have absolutely no power in the first place when you signed up for them. I've never seen so many people confused and lost and so far behind that want to act cocky and conceited and arrogant and haughty as if they're someone. I mean, these underground illegal organizations are people who can't put $5 together with about 200 of them, dude, and I'm not joking. It's that kind of people we're dealing with. Okay. So yeah, if you're talking to underground illegal organizations and you're talking to people who don't have $2 to their name, why would I need to hear about it? Like I said, I'm not doing no more talking. All I'm gonna say is federal lawsuit. Supreme Court. They're gonna start thinking something's wrong with me. They're gonna say, that boy right there. I don't know. I said, look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. Yeah, there's something kind of wrong with a boy who can't play baseball. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start acting with y'all straight up. Y'all gonna be talking to me. I'm gonna say federal lawsuit. Yeah, federal lawsuit. Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Y'all think I'm kidding. You said I'm crazy, right? Okay, let me start acting crazy for real. Watch. Yeah, you funny. Y'all think I'm joking too. I'm straight up, bro. I'm gonna act in front of y'all now, like I've been acting. Cause all y'all really play yourselves, cause you ain't genuine, and I sense it. So if you fake, I'm gonna act with you too. Real talk. They gonna give me an Academy Award with how good I act. So, like I said, that was the whole concept of Cashless Bane. I said I wanted to be that dude that like literally was on the block. You know what I mean? Like with like a like straight gangster that just looked like he'd been through hell and was just talking about cashless bang. And secretly is on the block, right? And you think he's nobody, and secretly he's the only self-made trillionaire and got all the money in the world. And he's still out on the block because he's that real. That's me. See the difference? See, I'll never stop being a thug because it's who I am. It's in my soul and my essence. I'll never stop being a gangster, and I'll never stop being Batman because it's in my soul. I've seen it my whole life. Every time I look in the mirror, I always knew in my eyes there was something else there. Like there was this fire burning within me. It's always been different. You know what I mean? And I always saw it in my soul and spirit. I never backed down once in my life to nobody and nothing. I do not back down. Some people they say don't, like they said 50 Cent don't, but he do. I really don't back down. That's the difference. No, I don't ever back down. I just get smart now. You understand? So like I said, if folks want to do fake talk, if they want to be part of this conspiracy and commit felonies, collusion and conspiracy across state lines and work with underground illegal organizations, that's fine. And as you see, they're catching felonies and catching cases and catching charges for playing games like that. So you play silly games, you win silly prizes, son. Yeah. Right? You don't get it, son. Yeah. Oh man, y'all hilarious. All right, try harder. All right, we'll talk in a minute. We'll talk later. Like I said, Gervonta Davis is a fugitive. He's on the run because he can't control his emotions because he was raised by a female. Yeah. Tyree Sneed, new hit single. Gervonta is a fugitive. Gervonta Davis is a mouse. He can't go back to his house because Gervonta Davis is the fugitive. Another win for me. That means another win for Tyree Sneak, cause all I do is win. Gervonta Davis is a fugitive. P. Diddy is in prison. Looks like you wanted to roll reverse karma and it didn't work. Look at you. The flows I dropped got you go berserk. Yeah. Jay-Z lost and he's being investigated, right? Oh, that's the other one too. Finesse 2 times. Finesse 2 times being investigated by the feds. And Groovy Jimmy the fake all y'all lost all across the board, homie. I don't play no games. Like I said, you play with me, you play with God. You go against me, you go against God. God's going to keep on serving you your karma on a silver platter, all right? Get a big fork, a spoon, and get ready, because it's going to be a big dish of karma, boy. I'm going to say it again. Maybe you'll learn to hear now, right? Because y'all can't see or hear, apparently, because you got selective hearing and selective vision, right? You don't want to recognize and acknowledge reality. You don't have a choice, right? You want the truth. I think I'm entitled. You want the truth, right? I think I'm or what is it? What is it? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Karma's coming. That karmic storm's barely beginning. Get ready, because this one's going to be crazy. Okay, so like I said, God is just barely getting started, and God told me vengeance is mine. Now watch, just watch. That's all you got to do. Just watch and pay attention and grab your popcorn like I'm doing, and I'm gonna sit back and laugh. You understand? And not even like I said, because I'm not even on that. I'm just talking. I'm just doing radio. But no, I wish everybody well, man. I pray for even my enemies, man. I hope y'all figure it out, man. I hope y'all get it together. And that's what I'm saying. The people who got so much, evil to say and think and wish. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, you could have just talked to me as a human being. That chick today, she's seen me 8 million times. She knows exactly who I am. Instead of plotting against me, you could have just treated me like a normal human and a man. I've never even spoke to you. You could have just approached me as a normal person and been compassionate and loving and caring. And then God would, have mercy, and have love for you. But because you want to treat a complete stranger like that, who's the son of God, you can't tell me that you ain't evil and you ain't literally a vessel the devil using, man. Get real, bro. That's what they do. They all unjust and unrighteous. You remind me of them little fake bartenders that they say some delusion. I tell them reality. They go run back behind the bar, and that's what they do. Then they go run and tell Soldier Boy, run and tell him, he told me reality and the truth. Yeah, he's a grown man and a gangster. That's who you was talking to. They can't deal with reality, all of them. That's why they do that stuff. That stuff is weak as hell. That stuff is hilarious. Yeah. You think you stopped something? You think we worried about 6th Street? Let me ask you something. All these jobs that you called, all these jobs that you had all that fake stuff happen, all this 6th Street stuff. Do I make my money off 6th Street or any job, or do I work for myself? You see what I'm saying? Did God make sure he was there for me? God got me, right? God care about me and love me, right? That's proven in front of your face. So you got to admit that and acknowledge that, right? Right? See, y'all got a problem with reality. Yeah, God got me, right? Because God took everything that you meant for something wicked and turned it into something positive and good to build me and make me stronger. And that's what this life about. I'm gonna tell you right now, everything in this life is a test. That's what this world is about. It's about passing the test, and I passed every test with flying colors. Well, y'all want to talk about fake schools. Schools tests don't matter. You want to know the only tests that matter? God's tests. So like I said, I'm here building an empire, brother. You see new logos all the time. You see us business. You see us making money. You see us shining. You see us with 530 on my wrist, like billions in equity, mansion, estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist. Got you pissed. My own car lot. I pay over $100 for it every month. Mineral rights, oil royalties. Like I said, I'm the stock investment guru and expert, martial arts expert, 52 blocks expert. I teach self-defense. I teach and educate the public. I'm a healer, divine being. What are you talking about? I'm Batman. Yeah, it's funny as hell, man. I ain't worried about you. You think I'm gonna be arguing online? Like, imagine what I look like doing that. Like, nah. Everywhere you go online now, these folks just want to start talking. Like what? I'm not even speaking to you. That's all. It's a waste of my time, brother. I'd rather be out in the street doing what makes me happy, getting busy and being the enforcer of divine law. That's what makes me happy, being Batman. That's why I do what I love. Yeah. Why do you think God chose me to be the enforcer of divine law? Because I've been enforcing divine law my entire life. You understand? I don't tolerate nothing. You understand? I'm the real monster, who actually put in all the work and really did all the real stuff. That's the difference. See, you all like to talk a lot of fluff. You do a lot of talking. You're talking to a real tough, real man now. Okay. I don't play games. I'm not in the business of conversating with you. Just because you said something to me doesn't mean I have to get upset or feel some way. Right. And no, I'm responding. If you're going to tell a lie, I'm going to correct you immediately with the truth and the fact. I'm a radio show host, honey. See, the unclever fox completely omits reality and doesn't seem to get in grasp. You're talking to a radio show host and the real Batman. You said a lot of things that weren't true, and you was talking to yourself, and you think it's cute, and you like to try to, have people feel some way. But, I'd rather, stand up for myself and stand on business and say, no, that's not what happened. And again, why are you talking on an unfair platform and avenue where I have to type and you get to talk? Why are you talking about you going to go report back to your same folks that are part of an illegal underground organization? Go run and tell them. Go, because now you got to go run and tell them how well I'm shutting down everything they're doing. I've already stopped most of their money, right? And I'm filing lawsuits. And like I said, now it's no laughing matter. Now I guarantee you they're worried. So today, again, God used what they meant for wicked and evil to build me and help my cause. And you just helped me with everything I'm doing and building my federal lawsuit. Thank you, you unclever fox. You. This is what happens when you come across the real deal. See, that's the thing. When you got folks, see, but that's the thing. See, she was right in front of me numerous times. She never said a word to me. That's how they move. Just like everything they do. You see how in person they act different? Yeah, they know what it is, homie. They all know. They know who they talking to. They know exactly who. They don't know me, but they know a little bit. They know enough to know I'm really the real thing and I'm the streets. So let them front. I don't care. My deal is, like I said, that's the thing. Y'all think that people owe you something. Listen, man, if I'm out on 6th Street drinking and you want to say something to me, I'm not going to feel no way. I don't care how you act, man. I'm going to be a good, nice person at this point because I'm a grown man and it makes sense for me to not want to be angry every day because other people are upset at me being successful. Yeah. I'm gonna be real calm and help people. If you feel some way, hey, listen, we could pull up a chair. Anybody, I don't care. You could pull up a chair, right? If I invite you, right? Otherwise, don't be, with common sense. But we could pull up a chair and you can talk and you can express to me your valid concerns. If it was valid and somebody had a reason to feel some way about anything concerning me, I'd hear you out all day. But the fact is, I ain't never wronged nobody in my entire life. All them people I helped, like I said, I helped to build that bar. And I'm not going to sit here and let you change my story. You can't tell my story and you don't dictate my future or my life or my reality. God does, sister. Yeah. No, I was shining and I was looking beautiful, and it was in the downloads when I was working at Coyote Ugly. And they were telling me in the downloads, the ancestors and God was talking to me. They don't understand. God been talking to me this whole time. God talked to me while I was in jail, homie. He gonna always find a way to reach me and talk to me. Real talk. So you have to understand, God was talking to me. He said, they see you, your light. You look amazing. Like I was just full of life, and like I was, still enjoying myself and happy despite what I was going through physically because of what happened when these folks called Seton Hospital, right? Which again is the biggest crime you can ever commit and one of the most illegal moves I've ever seen ever, right? And like I said, I mean, it's all been explained. Y'all folks know what happened, right? Or you still can't listen. It's been explained on here. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm still, despite all that, I'm still serving God. I'm still, being a good person. I'm still helping people. And I mean, all I did was try to have fun and help everybody when I was over there. When I worked there, like I said, I was the head bouncer everywhere I was at. TJ would listen to me. He was under me, right? Because I'm the natural born leader. And TJ would see me get busy in front of him. TJ knows I get busy. And that's why I don't understand him too, because Coyote Ugly for sure didn't do you no favors. And we had about 8 million conversations, and all you ever said was the truth about him. I mean, it wasn't negative. It was the truth. You was saying the truth about how they favor, about how they was playing with the money. I mean, that's the thing. I don't understand. And maybe he's just having a bad week. I don't know. I mean, me and TJ were always friends. We were always cool. Never had a problem with TJ ever. I've stayed in the same hotel room as TJ. I like TJ still to this day. I don't have nothing against TJ. That's the point. I just don't understand what you want. And in my position, especially when I'm not in front of someone and I can't have a conversation and explain reality, I mean, what am I supposed to do? He made his own moves. He wanted to do what he did. I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, brother, if you was making any money out there, you could have been supporting me. You could be working with me to do this Batman project. You say you a thug and a gangster. You say you think these things. You say you from New Orleans. You met me. We always were cool. We never had a problem. If you was really a street dude and not a soldier boy run and tell him, you exposed yourself. If you really was real, you would have gotten behind me. Men support other men. See, you would have supported me and said, you know what? I'm gonna work. We gonna pull our money together, right? And we not just gonna, like pay for hotels. We gonna take some money and put it to the side. I'm gonna invest in you, and you do your thing in these streets, and we gonna work together. And I understand how hard it is, brother. I understand that like we weren't really in a position to do that. I'll be honest with everybody. We wasn't in a position to do that because we was trying to get by. Why? Because that bar and all these bars was lowballing us when they pay us. I sat there in front of you breaking down in tears, explaining to you that I cared about you and had nothing but love for you, and I was standing up for you, and that what they was doing was wrong. And you gonna sit here and betray me and go against me, and that makes sense to you? So like what? I sat there standing up for you every single time. That's the truth. So, like I said, I mean, all of them can holler. He could have been talked to me. If you upset because I'm in the right and I won and I'm successful and I did it the right way with God, that's your problem. That's personal. You feel me? Your lack of faith is not my burden to carry. So, like I said, that's my thing. Like, brother, I stood up for you all the way across the board, and I would have continued to, and I still will now, whether you're a friend or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing but support and love for TJ. I could never feel any other way concerning TJ because we were actual friends, at least to me. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, like, and that's why these folks that's the devil, man. Devil want to separate and do what he does. I'm just saying the truth. Like, why don't the folks on 6th Street get behind me? Y'all work at them bars. You got your little money. You could pull money together and say, you know what? He got a Cash App, PayPal, and a Venmo. We're going to start paying him, and we're going to bring you to Austin so you can get down out here in these streets and really change things. Y'all want the communities fixed, do you not? Some of you, the good people, pull the money. Y'all can get me to Austin in 5 seconds, bro, and have me start working, but I need the money. You give me the funds, I'm good. I ain't got no complaints if you give me the funds. As long as I know I got more than enough where I can get back, where I need to be and do what I need to do, and I can put my suits together and go to work, I'll go do it. That's the thing. But I'm gonna wait on God and I'm gonna have God do it. You know what I mean? And that might just be how it has to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather put my faith in God than put my faith in a bunch of strangers that never helped me and never did nothing for me. You know. So that's all I'm saying, man. Like, nah. Like as far as TJ, I always thought TJ was a good dude. And in fact I feel like he's done some stuff for me, like he's been there for me. So like I said, I don't have anything against TJ, but like I said, I have no way of talking to him. I don't know what's going on, so it is what it is. But I support TJ fully and always will, no matter how he feels, no matter what he does or whatever. That's just the truth. I don't you know when I got love for somebody, man, it doesn't just go away no matter what they do or say. So that's what I'm saying. Like these other people, I can care less. We were never friends. I don't have a relationship with you. You're not a street dude. I don't know you. I could care less how you feel. But that's what I'm saying. Y'all want the real or not? Everybody want to talk about Tupac and this and that and Biggie and oh, this is so real and y'all want real, but it's fake. It's all a lie. Because if you wanted the real, y'all would have been gotten behind me and funded me. You can fund my project anytime. I got a Cash App, PayPal, and a Venmo. All y'all can be donating to me and sending me money and say, you could literally leave a message. You could send me thousands of dollars and say, come to Austin and we want you to go to work on these blocks. That's all you got to say. Just say the word and send me the money. I'll go right up there. I'll hop on a Greyhound and go straight up there. You know what I mean? Real talk, with the bat suits and everything. See, that's the difference. Like, I'm really me. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it is what it is, all in good time, brother. God told me, trust my time, and I am. It's hard. It's hard being patient, but he's worked on me and built my patience, and it's not in my control, man. I'm trying to let go. Ain't none of this in my control. It's hard as hell. I'm going through a lot even now. You know what I mean? Every day is hard. Like it is what it is, man. It's been a lot, bro. It's hard. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. No, all these people could have been there for me, man. You could have been a friend. You could have actually been supportive, and everyone wanted to go against me, right? Just like Judas with Jesus. You know, it just goes to show the way of the world, and it's just sad. It truly is sad. It's sad that all of you have rejected God, and that's really what it comes down to. It's like God said, you know, the world feels the way they do about me because they feel that way towards God. That's the truth. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Y'all keep trying to paint everything like it's only pretty and cute. You know, like I said, nah, I get busy. I'm the son of God for real, and it's about standing up to the system and the establishment. It's about, you know, coming up against the principalities like they taught us day one, and it's about a lot of knowledge. I mean, you can see what I am. I'm a whole ninja. I understand. I'm a samurai and a Shaolin already. Literally, I'm the real thing. So I mean, you know, I don't care how folks feel. This is what I do and what I love to do, and I'm gonna continue to do what I love to do. I could care less about how people feel about it. You feel me? Or feel about me, because I'm doing everything right, and I've done right by everybody, and I'm gonna make sure that folks do right by me, and that's what it's about. Feel me? So, like I said, I'll talk to you in a minute, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm not in any of these folks' positions. Everything they wanted from me and did their all to try to create these folks like Gervonta Davis going through all these Masons. That whole system is crumbling. You can't see that it's karma. See, there's a difference between random things just happening and when an entire false system that's of the devil, which is Freemasonry and all the fake boxing leagues, the NBA, the NFL, MLB, NHL, all of you celebrities, all the fake rappers and singers that are no good and any nowhere near as talented as me, your entire demonic system, which is all of them, all the people that work in these bars, whatever you want to say, work in these little establishments, these little companies, all of y'all who support corporate America and the devil's interests, let me tell you something. Newsflash. That entire system is in front of us, crumbling right in front of us right now as we speak. And Gervonta Davis is a perfect example. See how a genius ties in the title to what he's saying? And I talk in spurts and I go different directions, but everything I say comes and meets at one point. That's because I'm a genius, brother. So, like I said, Gervonta Davis is a perfect example of true justice and karma and how the world really works. You can't sell your soul to the devil. The devil is going to always come collect, brother. Yeah. And there is no denying it like you people in the public think. There is no talking around it because you're devoid of knowledge. It's reality, and you're in the same boat if you're talking like that. So now what? You have an entire public that 100% is going through karma and everything they brought upon themselves. And it is what it is. And it's going to continue to happen until the whole world learns they lesson because God teaches lessons and everyone has to learn they lesson. Yep, and it seems like Jake Paul sure as hell learned his lesson, right? Because I mean, look at him and look at what happened, right? And like I said, his boxing career over. Anthony Joshua boxing career probably over. I heard because he didn't, you know, stick to the agreement because clearly there was an underhanded deal worked out and bribes and money involved and probably fake money because that's all it is. Masonry is all fake bread, man. People talking about you support Mr. Beast and PewDiePie. Well, then you definitely my enemy. You definitely the enemy. You definitely support Satan if you support PewDiePie and Mr. Beast because I'm gonna tell you what, them folks both poor. I'm richer than the illusion and they'll never come close to me. And they're not of God. Those people are all agents of Satan. So what is you actually supporting out here? And how can you think that you're going to come in front of an actual angel of God and tell me you support Satan? How do you think I should react to that? Y'all folks been supporting Jay-Z's albums and all this evil stuff for years coming out of pocket. The government, Trump, all of these campaigns have funded millions upon millions of dollars to support criminal conspiracy. Same thing with Austin Metcalf. I believe that was all an inside job and somebody paid that dude, Carmelo Anthony, to do what he did. Look at his name, Carmelo Anthony, just like the NBA player. I guarantee you, if you know numerology, you could use numerology and there's going to be some synchronicity code that matches with that event. Okay, this stuff, these people study the Kabbalah, man. These people do things according to numerology and according to alignment with the stars. Okay, they're Satanists. You better wake up and realize what you're dealing with and coming up against, because I do know what I'm dealing with and coming up against, and I have defeated all of them. Okay, all of them, every one. And why? Not by myself. I did it with God. And I'm just getting started because just wait till I get to Chicago. You understand? And folks should seriously be stressed and worried. Real talk, because I have too much power. Just wait till I get to Chicago. Wait till I get to New York. Straight up. And now I'm gonna say my famous quote, and then I'm gonna head out, right? Because I got better stuff to do, right? Here we go. Hold on. Give me. We need a drum roll or something. Here we go. And they took it from them. And I'm going to take it all from you, Jack. And not just because I can, because this is my destiny. Los Angeles is my destiny. I am progress. You understand? That's all I have to say, man. I'll talk to y'all in a minute.